Hey guys, and welcome to my new YouTube fitness channel. Now I know already that I'm entering a fairly crowded space among probably hundreds of thousands of fitness YouTubers and IG YouTubers and so on, but this is something I've been wanting to do for quite a long time, so I figured, what the fuck, I'll go ahead and make some videos and see if anybody likes watching, and if so, I'll keep making videos, and if not, maybe I'll give it up. But at any rate, I wanted to give kind of my real take on my own fitness journey and how it might apply to some of you guys out there. I'm sort of a middle-aged guy. I'm going to be 36 here in August, so a lot of the big YouTube fitness channels are guys in their early or mid to maybe even upper 20s. So I wanted to give kind of my own take on my own journey and give you some background on kind of where I started with actually getting myself in shape, where I currently am now, and kind of how my thought process around getting in shape and different goals that I've had over the years. I've been actively trying to get myself very fit since I would say about 2006, maybe 2006, 2007, somewhere in that range. Kind of your common story. I was around, I'm about a 6'1" guy. Always been super skinny all through high school. I was very little, much smaller than a lot of my friends. At some point in my late 20s, I started to really pack on with stress and moving and work and everything else. I really started to actually pack on pounds, and I went from about a mid 150 pound guy to about 205, 210, somewhere right in that range, which was pretty crazy for me, having always been a very skinny guy, not really having to work out and being able to eat whatever I wanted throughout my whole life. At that point, I decided to step in and actually I started just going to a gym with some friends from work, and kind of not really having a plan, and going to the gym and working out, and I started to get a bit of even though we really didn't have a plan, I really started to get into this whole fitness community, this whole fitness industry, and where that's taken me. This video is going to be a little bit longer than I'd like most of them to be, so bear with me. Watch. I'm going to have some actual good pared down content for you guys later. But at any rate, I kind of went through the getting back in shape, going to the gym with some friends, not really having a plan. I went through that whole thing and ended up plateauing very quickly. Losing a little bit of weight, but plateauing very quickly, not really having a laid down diet plan or anything like that. And then I got turned on to Beachbody, the Beachbody products I'm sure you guys see commercials for. There's going to be people who eye roll and dislike this video just for that. But, I found Tony Horton. I started going through his P90X program. From there, I went through Insanity with Shaun T. I went through a whole lot of I even did the whole Beachbody coaching thing for a while, where I was pushing and selling both their supplements, their nutritional drink, as well as their programs. And I'm gonna surprise you, maybe I'm gonna surprise you and tell you that their programs are actually very, very well made. If you really want to lose weight and have a pretty decently well laid out program for fitness that you can do from home, as well as meal plans and so on. Not really any of my focus for this channel is going to be around those programs, though. Those programs helped me lean out, much leaner than I was. I went from 210 down to 160s, maybe low 160s to mid 160s, somewhere in that range. And at some point I kind of burned that out as well and ended up sort of plateauing, and it just became part of my regular routine, just like brushing my teeth, which was great, staying in great shape and all of that. But I decided last year, about a year ago, that I wanted to do something different. I wanted to actually put on some size. I wanted to actually improve my testosterone, improve my size, improve my overall strength. I didn't just want to be a little bit athletically fit, but I wanted the entire package. And I've had abs and the whole thing that a lot of people shoot for a long time. But I wasn't really defined in my upper body. My legs were woefully lacking. The Beachbody products are great, but if you want to build great legs, you got to lift weight. End of story. So that's kind of my journey. I'd done the Beachbody thing and kind of did some of my own loose workout splits with some home gym equipment I had there for a while, and eventually I said, you know what, I'm going to head in with the passion that I started off with and kind of change up the whole program, kind of do a complete body recomp, change my whole outlook. So with that, I started watching a lot of these YouTube videos, and there's a number of channels that I found to be very beneficial. There's a number of channels that I found to be more or less annoying. I'm sure you guys can figure out which ones I'm talking about on your own. But at any rate, about a year ago, let's say about July of last year, 2015, I decided I am going to start doing something completely different. And I looked through a number of programs. At that point, I got turned on to two things. One, intermittent fasting. And I was originally using it as a way to get down into the 5 to 6% body fat range, which was something that a year ago was an interest to me. I've been fit, I'd been fit enough, but I was around the 10 to 12% body fat range pretty much the entire time, and I was having trouble getting down past that point, and I wanted to see just how low I could get my body fat percentage. Now what happened to me during that time, without being properly educated, was I went low carb, I did all these things, and I really killed my testosterone. I went and got my testosterone ran, and I was in the low 300s for overall test, and I was, in the below the range for free test as well. I don't remember what number I was. I think it was around 6 when my test came back for that. So I said, I really need to change up what I'm doing. I need to do something different. At that point, I discovered intermittent fasting as a potential way to increase my testosterone. So I said, up to that point, I'd always heard of fasting and kind of almost rolled my eyes at it, like that's not ever something I'm going to be able to do. I need my meal, I need my bro science, I need my meals every couple hours all day to stoke my metabolism and this and that and the other. And what I found was, through my own experience, didn't take me very long, but I got very, very used to embracing intermittent fasting. And I've been intermittent fasting for the past year now up to this point. It's actually just a regular part of my day. It's not something that's a struggle for me. It's just something that is part of my diet. We're going to talk a lot more about fasting in itself in future videos. But so one, I discovered intermittent fasting. Two, I discovered a number of videos, but the most beneficial channel to me was Mike Matthews. Both his YouTube channel and his books, Bigger, Leaner, Stronger, and Beyond Bigger, Leaner, Stronger, where he kind of gave, and this should have been a no-brainer to me. I've been doing this long enough that in order to really put on size and to get stronger, you had to break out of this 8 to 12 or 10 to 15 rep range and get into the lower rep range, somewhere between 4 and 6 reps, heavy weights, heavy compound movements. And up to that point, I'd really been not doing very much compound movements at all. I'd been doing the bench press with dumbbells here at the house. Maybe I was doing flat bench with 70s, so 140 pounds, which, depending on your place in the fitness community, 70s is heavy to a lot of normal guys, especially normal guys in their 30s. And I've kind of just accepted that. And every week I would do my chest routine, and I would do the same routine, and I would do 3 sets of 10 reps of 70s, my flat bench here at my house, and I'd feel good about it, but I never progressed. I wasn't getting bigger, I wasn't progressing. I was able to maintain my body weight, I was able to stay extremely lean. At one point I think I even got down into the 6.5 to 7% body fat, but I wasn't as strong as I wanted to be. I felt like crap, and I wanted to put on some size. I just wanted to do something different, put on some size. So enter Bigger, Leaner, Stronger, which is based on a lot of fitness. It's not just some groundbreaking thing. There's not anything really new that you're going to discover in your fitness journey if you guys are starting out. There's just a lot of putting together the right things to come up with a good program. And I think Mike did that. He framed it out well with science, which appeals to me because I'm kind of an analytical type guy. And he laid it out very simply on what the workout plans were. And what they consist of is, again, doesn't matter what you're doing, add compound movements, so squat, deadlift, military press, which is overhead press, bench press, and that's the foundation of your entire program. Now there's a lot of accessory movements and stuff that are built in. He has some accessory movements, of course, built in. I, of course, have taken my own spin, and I add a lot of other accessory movements myself throughout my throughout my experience and mixing it up and trying to build certain different pieces of my body. My chest has always been very, very small. My quads have not been too small. My calves are woefully small, so I've kind of changed up my calf routine to shore up my calves, and they're still very small, but I am working on them. So again, to recap, intermittent fasting, and 2, lifting heavy. Compound movements and lifting heavy somewhere within the 4 to 6. Really, for me, I try and shoot for 3 to 6 reps, and then move on from there. So that being said, just give you a quick tour of how real this is. This isn't some guy that's been sponsored by a whole bunch of people and has clothing sponsorships and is buying Lambos and Bentleys and all this. This is just a real guy sharing with you what I'm doing. I'm going to give you guys maybe some whole days of eating, which I know is stuff that I look for when I was first starting out. I'm going to give you guys some workouts. Maybe I'll film myself working out a little bit, but I can give you some splits that I'm doing. I'll give you some different meals that I actually eat on top of full days of eating, and just kind of where I'm at. Maybe you guys can follow along with my journey, and I'm not too annoying that you end up... So with that being said, I'm going to unhook my camera here. This is about as raw as it gets, unedited footage. And I am going to show you currently what I'm doing. Show you my current gym. So this is my house. I recently moved into this place a couple months ago. You can see it doesn't get much realer. Here's my messy workbench, my JBL Bluetooth radio, a tread right next to my toolbox, right? I've got a cheapy body gear, I think it is, body fitness gear squat rack that I got from Dick's Sporting Goods. And the rest of my garage, my wife and I like the dirt bike. We like to off-road, so there's my truck, my dirt bike. Got some dumbbells here. So I've been little by little adding fitness equipment over the past 10 years or so. I'm up to, I have just over 300 pounds in free plates. I use these CAP coated plates. They work pretty good for my use. I got some scraps of carpet here down on the floor. I got my power block dumbbells, which prevents me from having to have a whole rack of dumbbells. Those suckers go up to 90. On top of that, I got a couple of the other common sizes in loose dumbbells. I got some 45s, some 30s, some 20s, 15s, and 10s. Got my Liebert dip bars, so I can do dips here in the garage with my mirror weighted vest. Got a couple pieces of Rogue equipment, my Rogue lifting belt and my Rogue dip belt, so I can actually do dips and pull-ups with weight hanging off me. I got a TRX hanging here, which I rarely use, but I do use it on occasion when I want to mix things up. Just wanted to let you guys know, I mean, this doesn't get much realer than this. This isn't a guy that owns his own gym or anything like that. Now, I am in Arizona. It has been in the 120 or over range here, so I have limited some of my garage workouts down to only ones I do in the morning, in the early morning, or late in the afternoon after the sun goes down. I have recently gone ahead and through my work I get a Prime membership or Prime Network membership to just about any gym in the country, any of the major gyms. So I've joined up recently within the past couple weeks to the Anytime Fitness here in town, and I've been going there, and that's helped me get some of the leg equipment that I would normally have here at the house. Leg press, leg extension, some of the stuff, calf raise, some of the stuff that I needed to work on anyway. Plus it gets me out of the heat so I don't actually die out here. At any rate, this is kind of my intro kickoff video. I wanted to keep it raw, I wanted to keep it real. Hopefully you guys, this isn't too rambling, you guys ended up wanting to watch. Today's going to be leg day, so maybe I'll do just a short few minute video on exactly what my leg split is currently and where I'm at. But I'm going to put you guys back here in the camera and the holster. This couldn't be any less edited than it's going to be. Put you guys back on my tripod, if I can get you on here. And I'll give you a current physique update for me. There we go. So here's where I'm at currently as of today. extra lean. I'm not down in the single digit percents, I don't believe. Here's me relaxed. Here's me flexed like everybody likes to do. Triceps not looking too bad. Biceps not looking too bad. Got some ab veins. I don't know exactly what body fat percentage I'm at. I'm kind of in a little bit of a building phase, so I've been upping my calories lately. Let's see if I can get my back in here in frame. Yesterday was back day. So I'm not a huge dude. Currently I'm weighing in this morning at about, I'd say I was weighing in about 178 pounds. Naked, naked morning weight. Try to always weigh myself in the morning to stay consistent. Get a shot of my legs here, which are tiny and pathetic, but let's be real. Here's my quads as of right now. Still very small, but I'm working on them. I've been going through a bit of a body recomp. Calves as they are. Still very, very small, but starting to shape up here a little bit. So yeah, I've gone through a bit of a body recomp. I went from a very skinny, low 160s, high 150s guy that leaned out quite a bit to, I think I've added on somewhere, I think I was right around 160 pounds a year ago when I started actually getting serious about my lifts and tracking my lifts and so on. I went from about 160, low 160s to about, I would say, lean weight I'm about 175. So I've added just over 10 pounds of muscle in a year, which is possible when you haven't really been lifting heavy. So it was just something that through actually changing up my workout plan and lifting a lot heavier, I actually was able to add that. Now consider my starting point low 160s. I was in the 6% body fat range, so very, very lean, very thin. My max bench was maybe 150 pounds at that point, maybe 160. My current max bench is around 250. So I've added quite a bit of, well, maybe my max bench wasn't quite that low. I wasn't really sure about my one rep max, but my current 1 rep max for bench, for instance, is probably around 250, which is not anything impressive by fitness standards. But again, I am working on it, and I have gone through a bit of a body recomp. I've added on a lot of muscle. Now, how much of that is actual lean muscle? You be the judge. Maybe 10 pounds of it is actual lean muscle, and a few of those pounds are actually fat increase from trying to bulk up here a little bit. But at any rate, I'm going to cut this off. Hopefully this gets my point across. I think I'm way too rambly in this video, and I might delete it if it sucks. But I'm going to post it, and we're going to start this channel off, and hopefully you guys that are in at the ground floor can follow along with me, and we'll see where it goes. Thanks for watching.